Good morning. Things are a little cattywampus here, so let's try and fix that. It's been a hell of a week, 2 weeks since I've been here last. Let's get some things moved around, and we'll get this all figured out. Hopefully. I can go up there, I can go there. These guys can go over here for now. Chisels, they can go up here. Chisel can go there. So, how y'all doing today? Happy New Year. Let's get everything here straightened out. Oh, Alan, you're here early. Good morning. How we doing today, brother? Recenter this. It's a little bit better. Pop out chat. Let's copy this guy. I'm going to be working on a bit of a project this morning. And I don't know, I think it's going to be kind of fun, kind of different. Just because, well, it's warm out right now. There we go. Waiting for the coffee to finish brewing. Well, yeah, that would do a thing. So, 2 rings now. I teased it on my TikTok just a little bit, but I'm going to start making myself some gloves because I received a lot of really nice warm gloves for Christmas because I have problems with my hands and my feet. But those gloves, while they're soft and thick and comfy and warm, aren't gonna do shit for me while I'm working in the shop or trying to do anything with my hands in the cold weather. So what I'm going to do, or at least attempt to do, is reverse engineer a glove that I have and that I like. And there's actually stories behind these gloves, which is kind of cool. I always like having something with a story. This is being a real pain in the butt. And I don't even want to look at this bloody thing today. It's the scabbard for one of those swords I was making. It's also a walking cane body. And I blew out the top. These 2 pieces here. These 2 pieces. Glued them in and tried to refile them down to the right size. And they're the right size now. However, the sword refuses to go in. So I'm not sure what's going on there, and I might have to just remove them entirely and maybe put like a brass oversized collar on top of that, which wouldn't look too bad. But not ideal. And adds more time to a project that I'm already weeks late on delivering. So, how are you, and how was your New Year's? Do anything fun, run around naked, slapping pots and pans at midnight, or did you just fall asleep? know myself. I stayed up and I watched the whole thing. And to be honest, this year's New Year's bash thing was just pitiful. Was in bed before midnight. Well, you didn't miss much. I watched the whole thing. I couldn't find it streaming anywhere, so I had to go to New York. They had a special website set up for it where they're streaming it, and it was awful. That was the most disappointing New Year's Eve ball drop I've ever seen in my life. There was a few funny moments, like one kid was, they asked one kid what his New Year's resolution was or what he wanted to happen in New Year's, and he just said he wanted his parents to be nice to him. It's like, oh, buddy, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you saying that and being that candid, but I doubt your parents do. Yeah, I highly doubt his parents appreciated that. What is in here? Junk? Camera stuff? Camera stuff. So he's probably having a rough morning today. Poor kid. And then one lady was saying something about, she's from India. Her first time in the United States, and what was it? He asked her, what she wants to do in the New Year. She says skydiving, and this mook, he says, well, maybe you'll get the chance to do it on your flight home. Like, dude, Alan picked up some brewing equipment yesterday, like for coffee brewing or for like brewing beer. That makes a big difference. Grain. Ooh, that's cool. I love this mica powder, by the way. Super, super fine. Fantastic. Let's put that over there for now. Not as young as I used to be. Don't need my calipers this morning. Good morning, Jolene. How are we doing today? And how was your New Year's? Large enough to do 5-gallon batches. Ooh. That could be fun. I like to try it before I make the offer, but perhaps we can work out a little trading agreement then. All this stuff can go over here for now. Don't think I need my wet stones right now. This can get out of the way. And I think we're ready. How was your new year? Let's see. It's pretty quiet, nice and relaxed. It was actually really good. Wasn't quite as exciting as I thought it was going to be, unfortunately, but So, but we still stayed up and watched the ball drop and all the hoopla with that, and it was awful. Like, it was pitiful this year. I've never seen a ball drop that just blah. It really was just very blasé. Nothing really special about it. It just seemed like one really long, crappy commercial. Everyone in the audience seemed way too sober. Didn't seem like it was a party. And even the commercials were pretty crappy. There were a few funny moments, but like 3. They didn't really have anyone big name singing this year. It seemed like they were all playing, mostly music from the, public license music all night. So it was just like, okay. But it was pretty mellow and nice. Alan, definitely planning a batch with blueberries. Ooh, that sounds delicious. And yeah, Duran played? I didn't see them playing anything. I only recognize one lady only by her music. I was seeing things. Yeah, it wasn't too special. I don't think Duran played. I think I would have recognized at least one of their songs. But yeah, most of the songs I watched weren't in English, which was fine. I didn't recognize any of them. It was all just very meh. I don't know. So I'm doing a little project today, and I think you guys will appreciate it. I have problems with the cold weather in my hands. I got some really nice gloves for Christmas, but the problems with those gloves are, I don't want to sound like I'm being, ungrateful, because they're nice gloves. They're warm gloves. They're big, puffy, thick knit gloves, which would be perfect if I was going to be walking around, Times Square, or just taking a walk to the store. But if I'm going to be driving, I need to get my phone or any sort of other thing, they're just not really going to work for me and my lifestyle. So what I'm doing, and I teased this on my TikTok a couple days ago, is I have these old gloves, and these gloves are kind of special to me. I mean, it's kind of hard to see because they're dirty as hell, but they're, I put art all over them. There's, drew an eye in there and did a little interlace work on all the seams and stuff. When I got these gloves, I had a lot of free time. I was working in a factory, and so we had to have gloves on a regular basis. And they just kept giving us new gloves because these got destroyed very quickly. Just nature of the beast. But they fit pretty well. My only issues really are the seams at the top, but I'm going to address that. And they seem to to all have the right proportions. So what I'm going to be changing is I'm going to have the seams, instead of having them internal, Like, see how these seams turn in? I'm going to have them external. So then seam allowance doesn't matter. I'm going to do the palms and the very last parts of my digits out of that cobra leather. I don't know why they call it cobra leather, or whatever it is. It was that really nice leather I have. And I'm thinking about doing the back with some goatskin leather, because it has that nice thick fur on the back. Should keep my hands nice and warm. I actually made a pair of boots out of it, like when I was in high school. So I graduated, what, 2007, so 2006 I made those boots. No longer have them, but yeah, 2006 I made those boots. I wore them the winter of 2006 to 2007 during school, because I don't care, and I don't mind if I'm a bit of a weirdo. They're really, really warm. They're really nice. So, you know, I still have enough leather. I think I have enough to do the backs of 2 gloves. And the only other thing I don't like about these is the cuff is just too short. They're good, like, yard work summer gloves. Work good for a factory. But maybe have it extend down to, I don't know, about mid forearm, right before the muscle really starts to bulge out there. So I don't have to contend with that, but, you know, kind of like right to here where my forearm is, like, still kind of thin. Somewhere right in here. So what's that? Another 3 inches maybe? I think that'll work out nice. What do you guys think? Do you have any advice for me on that? Because I'm basically just going to be copying these, even stitch for stitch. Because these stitches, I think, are about 3 millimeters. Actually, they're spot on 3 millimeter stitching. That's kind of cool. So it's the new year. Do you guys have any resolutions this year? Because I have a good eye, right? Well, rule of thumb is you don't want anything more than, it's not just a good eye. It was also me. You know, I did research and stuff on gloving and fine leather work, not just for this purpose, but also for doing like my wallets and stuff. And I just remembered that 3 millimeter is like the minimum and the smallest and the finest stitch you can, or you want to do with leather for gloving and fine wallets and stuff, just because you don't want to lose the integrity, blah 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 blah. So it looked close, figured that's probably what it was. I wish my eye was that good. I should have just said, oh yeah, thanks. Okay. Let's take these guys off. Might be shooting you over to the droid cam. I think I'll trace a few parts out here first and see how that goes. And maybe I'll just do it all here. Feeling a little lazy. Was going to say 3 for the cuffs as well. Yeah. Because I mean, these cuffs are like 1 inch long, so like a 4 inch from my thing. for my wrist. Yeah, that looks about right. So extend these 3 inches and should be good. And somewhere up there, I have some elastic, but I don't think we're going to get to that at this point. So what do I need? I need the leather. I think just for now, I just need that and my scratch awl. Oh, and tape. Got tape. So I can tape this down and kind of work it so it's nice and flat. And I think, no, I think I'll just do some stitching back here, because, yeah, I'll just do the traditional elastic right back here. Maybe make it a little bit wider so that I can bunch up a little bit nicer. You know, I think I have like a 4-inch. I think my elastic's like a 4-inch band instead of this rinky-dinky little band here. Actually, let me get that cut out as well. But I think this will keep my hands nice and toasty. So, resolutions. Do you guys have any? Or do you think they're a waste of time? Personally, I don't think they're so much a waste of time, because anytime you can take that to work on some self-improvement is good. I think waiting until the new year is a bit farcical. But that's going to be the back. That's going to be the goat skin. Man, that's going to be nice. And I only cut one apart because I want to be able to use the other one as a reference. Jolene, mine is to take better care of myself physically and emotionally. Good. I think I'm doing pretty good on the physical aspect, at least for me, as far as where I'm tracking. So I don't think I'm going to do anything different there. But personally, I think I'm going to actually work at getting diagnosed for my ADHD. I've known I had it for quite a while. I just haven't gotten an official diagnosis. And then once I get the diagnosis, I can also, get the medication to help keep me focused when I need it. Like, that now that this is like turning into a real thing, I'm gonna have to start doing paperwork, filing taxes and all that fun stuff every 3 months or something. And I know I won't be able to do that as I am. And taking care of all the things I need to take care of on the back end won't happen if I remain as I am. So plus that'll, little man, he's already showing some signs of it. I know my dad has it. He's never been diagnosed, but just looking at him, his habits and how he lives his life. My brother has it. He's diagnosed. I'm pretty sure my sister has it. So getting an official acknowledgement of it, even if I don't get medication or anything, getting an official diagnosis might be able to help little man. And that's worth it just in and of itself. So I got that. And then this year, I am bound and determined to go down that river. I haven't been down the river in like 3 years. I tried taking one overnight trip 2 years ago, and it was an absolute disaster. Because little man was very little, and Mick was very not ready for taking care of a kid for a couple days by herself and everything else. So those are two of my resolutions this year. I have 3. One is going to remain private. And maybe plan a camper buttoned up and take it camping. That's awesome. From what I've seen, you've made pretty good progress so far on it, though. And I think maybe I'll even see a doctor about my migraines. That one's kind of wishy-washy. So, Cobra. I love this stuff. A little bit thicker than the existing. That's okay. So, how am I going to do this? Because I want the backs of the fingers. Actually, that doesn't matter until I get to this piece, I think. So have that off to the side. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Now, before I start cutting and making pieces and mistakes, I make a lot of mistakes, if you haven't realized. I should probably figure out the order of operations for how I'm going to put this together. And I think the best way to do that would be thumb, then sew the thumb onto the palm, and then sew the middle fingers onto the palm. Then sew the elastic onto the back. The tips of these fingers are going to be cobra leather too. So I'll have to skive those down and then get that sewn onto that, and then sew the back onto that, and then sew the fingers, the back onto the front, and I think that's good. My two other ones are to get the garage workshop cleaned up and working, as well as potentially looking into getting solar set up. Ooh, that's cool. Come springtime, I'm going to want to take a mini break from the shop. I'm not really accepting any new commissions until the 2nd or 3rd week of January anyways, just to get myself all caught up on everything. So if you'd like a hand, you know, at that point, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to come down and, you know, help you move things and do some lifting and make a day of it. Because I want to see everyone doing the thing. And sometimes it's easier to do the thing when there's a little bit of help. I think what I should do first is mark off where I want the to start. Yeah. Okay, got that. Yeah. I think I'll have the thumb. That goes in there like that. That goes on there like that. So then this will be cobra leather. Maybe I'll extend like just get a secondary patch of the goat leather and just do this part of the hand, this part of the thumb here too. And this is my first real foray into gloving, so This is all just guesswork for the most part. Do not take this as a tutorial. I'm not even recording this for YouTube. Because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. This is just an attempt by me to keep my hands warm. But yeah, Alan, if you have any like weird holidays in the spring that are like, you know, midweek, like you did this year where you had like 5 days off just because of stuff, 5 or 6 days off just because of stuff in the middle of the week, let me know. I'll come down and help you out. Let me know ahead of time too, so I can kind of like plan things around a little bit just in case. But yeah. And getting 1,000,000 Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's messages. That makes me happy. It's more than enough. All right. And if these turn out well, I have Boba Fett's starship sitting up there. Don't think I have the time to do that today. But one of these days I shall. That's for later. Let's do the thumb. Find a nice, good place to set this guy up. I think that'll work. Looks like there's a weird, like, chemical burn on the inside of this. Bizarre. And of course these gloves are slightly damaged, so some parts I'm going to have to extrapolate. And they're stretched and everything else. I've also found that instead of using like Scotch tape, clear cellophane tape, using painter's tape. Works way better. For keeping stuff down, and also not ruining the grain of the leather. And there's my tinnitus acting up. Oh, how's everyone's? I just remembered. How's everyone's like Christmas, Yule, whatever? because I didn't have a thing here on Christmas. Because Christmas was on a Sunday, so I took that day off. So how was everyone's Christmas? Did you all get what you wanted? And Caleb, good morning, buddy. Or were you all on the naughty list? Like the heathens and vagabonds we all know you are. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to extrapolate a lot of where these holes are, just because some of these areas are kind of messed up. And there's no clear path to where a lot of this stuff is. And I'm going to use that I'm going to extrapolate that with my calipers. And then knowing it's 3 millimeters, I'll be able to do the thingy. At least, hopefully. I mean, there we go. Let's see, I didn't do much for Christmas. Honestly, better than going out. Was not in the mood. That's fair. I probably think I'm on the list, though. Well, it's better to be on Santa's naughty list than on Krampus's list. Santa gives you coal. If you're bad, you can cook with that. You can heat yourself with that. Krampus will either beat the shit out of you with a bunch of sticks or throw you in a sack and haul you off to hell, where he'll boil you alive and eat your corpse. So I think I'd much prefer to be on Santa's list. Some extrapolation I have to do here, not much. It's actually worked out a little bit better than I thought it was going to. Just come around like that. This guy just comes up, connects there. This piece just continues this arc right around. And same thing up here. I think that was either a red herring or a fluke. Piece was, where is that? Right at that tip. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this, based on these holes, take from right here. And I'm going to say that that spar there, oh, that one was supposed to have some holes on it. Yeah, we'll see that later. Let's see. Krampus can give me something else. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Kind of think we're ready to cut this one out. I definitely need to strop this. Keep your knives sharp, kids. Remember, you're less likely to cut yourself with a sharp blade. Which sounds counterintuitive. funny because I actually have a really dull, it's kind of dull, but it's also like gummed up uh, bandsaw, and I actually ended up running my thumb into it last week because it was dull. I ended up putting way more pressure on it than should have been, and my finger went, when that wood finally popped through, finger went right into the blade. Suffice to say, I was not happy. So, we're rounding up on the hour. What is everyone's plans for the week? Sharp blade cutting through, one pass. I swear I'm the master of not taking my own advice. Because I will sit here and struggle for days with dull, worn out equipment. Personally, I have three commissions to finish. One I need to definitely get out the door by tomorrow because they're going on a trip. Should only take me like 20 minutes. 20 minutes to an hour. But they're going out of town on a trip and want to take it. The other one is that sword, which needs to get shipped out. That was supposed to be a Christmas gift. And I have 2 knives that I need to finish and give away as Christmas gifts. And I have an emergency plumbing repair I need to do for some people. But other than all of that, I think all I have to really do is start cleaning the shop and start maintaining things. Because contrary to popular opinion, I don't like being injured. And I really don't need any more scars. If chicks dig scars, I've got plenty enough. I have many permanent lessons etched on my body I don't need to repeat. So I think a little shop maintenance would be wise. Also, there's so much crap laying around that I'm just tripping over it every single day. maybe I'll even make a few household projects. Okay. I have a thumb. Kind of looks like top of a helmet, or like really exaggerated lips, like a reverse silhouette. But that is definitely the hour. And a few minutes extra. So guys, yeah, let's wrap this up. I don't know where the top of this is. There it is. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached to my neck. I didn't even realize. Have a good week. Well, Caleb, I hope you have a fantastic week, and say hi to your mom for me. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Go over to my Patreon if you want to support me. Go over to my TikTok. It's Knightsmith Official. I do little short stuff and you know, funny things over there. Sometimes it's talking, sometimes it's just griping. But people seem to have fun with it, and I do too. So go over, check that out. Yeah, that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. And see y'all next week. Bye.